On the contrary, Doctor, the next move is mine.
He's already found us.
I never lost you, boy. It was quite an escape, Doctor. Most ingenious.
We aim to please.
Then see what you think of this.
The wormhole! He's making it smaller!
Yes, well, wormhole constructions like this will work best on the quantum level. We thought we would improve it for you.
Let Dara and Mr. Ferris go. It's me you want.
Or rather us.
No! We are the Master. We will not tolerate any rivals in power.
We have great plans for the cosmos. Surely you can understand that, can't you, Doctor?
What?
No, I would not.
Don't listen to him, none of you.
Doctor, what's wrong? Doctor?
The matter is not for discussion. We all have pressing engagements elsewhere. Farewell, Doctor.
Farewell forever!
The Master has apparently regained full control of the event manipulator.
We don't need a sports commentary.
When did we suddenly need your voice bouncing all over hyperspace? Do be quiet, Mr. Ferris.
Tunnel's closing in on us! Someone do something!
You were exploring the primary data core, weren't you?
Yes, I was studying the control mechanisms in hope of learning how the Master found them. I believe I found a sort of master control signal.
Let me see it in your mind.
Come on, hurry!
Quiet, we're thinking.
High amplitude. Under 6 cycles per second.
I've seen it before. A brainwave pattern, similar to REM sleep with the mind of a human infant.
It would take unbelievable concentration to achieve.
You'd better keep me from falling over then.
Look! I can see stars through the walls of the tunnel!
That's out of space! Oh! It's sucked out of the wormhole!
Any time, old chap! Just another second.
Don't just stand there, dial up an exit!
I'm trying! I have 4 people in the rest of the universe pulling on my scarf!
Sorry, Doctor! Oh.
I'm awake, no need to shout.
We're back in the caverns?
That's right. I decided to bring the end of the tunnel to us instead of the other way around. As long as the wormhole's collapsing anyway.
You mean the mountain went to Muhammad?
Quite so.
That's it, I'm leaving.
Mr. Ferris, you won't be able to get home without our...
I don't need you. I'll take the Master's shuttle.
Before you go, would you please let go of my scarf?
Oh, not again.
Humanity, stubborn and foolish as ever. And yet you still protect them, Doctor.
I don't expect you to understand.
Then let's have a lie down and ponder it.
Oh, Doctor! It feels like the planet is pulling me in! Like a magnet!
Walking through mud.
It is Dara. The Master is tampering with the gravitational field of the planet itself.
Tampering? It sounds rather like meddling, doesn't it, Doctor?
Another gravity trap? And you say I'm predictable?
The game rages on, Doctor. Surrender, or I will crush you all.
Great! Even the puns are getting worse.
And how about one good turn deserves another?
What's happening?
They were here. We've changed places.
Quite right. How can anyone hear anything with all that?
Ah, better.
You used the event manipulator to teleport us.
Yes, I'm afraid so. I'm sure you'll get yourself sorted out. Now, if you'll pardon me...
Gravity normal!
Very good, Doctor. Perhaps he hasn't forgotten his old ways after all.
Dara, you alright?
Yes, just sore all over.
This is the main excavation site.
That's right.
We're back where we started!
Observant as ever, Mr. Ferris.
The Master is otherwise occupied, so we'll have a moment to ourselves.
Fine. You folks have your moment.
Where do you think you're going?
Those steps will take us up to the landing strip. This is the best chance we'll ever get.
But you're a student of science. Aren't you at all curious about this artifact? About the Apshai?
Nice try, Doctor, but I don't trust you.
Ferris, what's the matter with you?
Listen to reason, young man. The Master will not let anyone leave this planet alive.
You're all working with him, aren't you? We're already as good as dead.
Believe me, Ferris, the Doctor would never do that, no matter what it looks like.
But they're up to something. Them and the Master. They know something we don't.
Oh, we often do. But you'll get used to it.
If you leave now, we won't be able to protect you.
I'd rather take my chances out there, thank you much.
then you'll live in a universe hostile to your very existence. If the Master gets what he wants here, you and every other living thing will be at the mercy of tyrants they can never defeat, and forces you can never control, let alone understand. Unless we stand and fight now, Mr. Ferris, generations to come will never have the freedom to even hope for death.
I do wish you'd all have your debates when I'm not trying to study this thing.
I'm trying to save the boy's life.
I wouldn't begrudge you that, but...
We don't have time for this.
You have a plan, Doctor?
You doubted me? Indeed. Should come to fruition any time now.
Right. Tachyon shield activated.
The Doctor, the Masters are all inside the shield with us!
It's part of the plan, Dara.
Ready, Doctor?
I am.
Begin recording.
Apshai? We know you brought us here.
We know what you want. A spectacle. You have sampled what sort of entertainment value we have to offer, but it is over. We refuse to give it to you.
Your entertainment now comes with a price. You must show yourselves, or we will refuse to end this game with an obvious victor.
Stalemate for eternity. That is all you will get from us until you agree to our demands. We are Time Lords, not puppets.
We await your decision.
Transmission complete.
But the shield is still there!
I created a microscopic wormhole as a conduit for the transmission.
The Tachyon shield will protect us for a while longer, but the Apshai will receive our message.
So you were up to something.
Our survival. This time we stand much to gain by joining forces.
See, I told you.
All right. Oh.
Dara!
Mr. Ferris, he's unconscious.
So is Dara. And her pulse is weak.
Temporary, Doctor.
We are the mighty Warlords of Apshai. Well played, Time Lords.
Their eyes are still moving, as if they were dreaming.
Our friends are unharmed?
His friends are irrelevant. We demand explanations.
You have proven yourselves worthy of our interest.
We chose now as the best time to lure you to the playing field.
You're no better than the celestial toy maker or the so-called gods of Ragnarok.
We are aware of them.
Slaves to amusement. Ours is a higher purpose.
To find the vision that holds dominion over all.
Whose vision? One of ours?
No. One of theirs. We're only pawns. Everyone and everything in the universe. We're nothing more than parts of one vast game to them.
Well played, Doctor.
Of course. You still live in factions. My theories were correct. And you're vying for the right of who gets to play with the universe.
They selected us once they were finally sure we could provide a sufficiently interesting game. Violence as well as strategy.
But why did you take us out of our time streams?
Equal proportion of forces.
Do even the odds.
And maintain proper controls and variables.
We are not guinea pigs for your experiment.
Why not?
They speak as pawns.
Why only pawns?
It's a good question. Obviously, we have changed the nature of your observation.
Indeed. Heisenberg's uncertainty principle must come into play, as it were, at this point.
Precisely. So telling us your objective probably won't do any more damage than what's already been done.
The cannon shall permit it. Well played.
Then tell us!
We seek new visions for the game. Alien visions to compete with our own. The pawn who stands victorious may join the true competition.
True competition?
You built restraints into this event manipulator.
You cheated us of what was rightfully ours!
The Warlords of Apshai dictate the canon of competition. Dictate and enforce.
Now we don't want a yellow card them this early in the game for the arguing with referee, do we?
Then we are competing for ownership of a completely functional event manipulator.
The vision that remains may transcend from pawn to Warlord of Apshai.
And it is the Warlord who stands victorious.
That wins everything.
Literally. Good. Then I shall prove which one of us is truly worthy.
All right. Please release our friends so we may continue.
Pulse returning to normal. Hers too.
Oh, my head.
I feel awful.
You'll be fine. Both of you.
Doctor, I heard.
Me too. I'm not sure I understand all that business about visions, though.
I thought it was obvious. The contest will determine whose vision of the universe shall reign supreme.
The warlord who wins the final battle will have the right to remake reality in his own image.
No mortal being has that right. Whomever is the victor of this little contest shall become Apshai, and vie for the true prize. Total power over everything.
You know very well that will stand in your way.
All of us.
We have no choice.
Such melodrama. It's not as if it's necessary for us to rule the entire cosmos.
Just part of it.
Oh, my friends, you give me too much credit. The universe is a large place. I would be happy with only a tenth of it. My humble aspirations are not as grandiose as, say, the Doctor's.
What is that supposed to mean?
Come now, Doctor. Have you not at least told your loyal companion of your, shall we say, checkered past?
Doctor?
Oh, yes, Doctor. I am not surprised that he hides his real name.
No.
Hated and feared as it is on so many worlds.
Stop it!
You're lying.
Am I? Then ask him.
Take it easy.
Leave me alone.
Well, ask him. Ask the pathetic exile from Gallifrey whether all his grand gestures, saving this world and that, is truly from the goodness of his heart, or born from a need to do penance for ancient sins.
You can't let him say things like that, Doctor. Wait. It's all a show for the Apshai, isn't it? If it was true, you would have said something by now. In fact, you wouldn't have stopped talking about it. This is nothing but a smear tactic. You're just trying to put us against each other.
Silence your brat, Doctor.
A complete waste of time.
I got you sussed, all right. You're a bully. You're afraid.
We'll see who's afraid.
Not again!
Look out! His weapon! That's enough.
Return the TCE weapon, Doctor.
From wherever you sent it.
Not until tempers have cooled. Get him out of here. Leave! You will still have access to the event manipulator.
You couldn't stop us.
Quick thinking, I'll keep an eye on him.
Penance.
Yes.
Well done, gentlemen. What a pitiful display of petulance.
The time had come.
For what?
Do punishment.
It could have waited for a better time.
No.
You heard the Apshai. They intervened on the Doctor's behalf, not ours. That...
Don't be too sure. The cargo lifter nearly hit us, but it didn't. One of us could have been a moment too slow. Our aim off by a fraction of a degree. But one of our weapons low on power.
Nonsense.
We need not justify our actions, least of all to a shadow of our former self.
You have it the wrong way around, I'm afraid.
Do I?
That little display did little more than deprive us of one tissue compression eliminator.
All I need are my hands.
No. You mean that in sacrificing offensive strength for such a minor gain, we have weakened our case to the Apshai?
Precisely.
We have lost our focus. We fed on our rage and lost sight of our goal.
Hatred is my lifeblood. Any other being in this decrepit condition would have died eons ago.
And what good is that if it clouds our thinking? Or if it leads to our destruction?
Being lectured by the past.
History, my friend. Knowledge. Power.
We are your future.
Not futures I would have chosen. You said as much yourself when we first arrived.
We must think! The Doctor still stands between us and the Apshai. If the event manipulator will not allow us to destroy him, we'll use what's on hand.
The boy. Fairies.
Yes. Mr. Ferris can be our Trojan horse.
Doctor?
You can actually bring yourself to say it.
I don't care what the Master says.
I never thought you would ever speak of it.
Not after all this time.
It's true?
Yes.
I don't believe it. Not you. Not the Doctor I know.
Do you know me? Not even sure I know myself.
Sometimes I find I can almost forget. Almost.
But it wasn't anything like the Master, was it?
Well, I didn't think so at the time. But then no one ever does, do they?
But you've done so much since then. A lot more than what happened.
You're a good friend, Dara. A much better one than I deserve. And I'm not sure you'd feel the same if you knew how much suffering I caused. All because of my arrogance. I asked of heaven every fair star, and of the earth every highest zest.
And all things near and far could not appease our deeply troubled breast. They're misquoting it, you know. What?
We tried to provide a mythical analog and you just...
Why do I even bother with himself? Alright. Forget what I said.
Well, we can only do our best.
Good. The ledge will hold. Me and my big mouth. I'll keep an eye on the master. Sure. It's not exactly how I planned my day. I'm an archaeologist, not a spy.
And not a very good one at that.
What are you doing?
Now what do your kind say in a moment like this? Don't look down. Now then, Mr. Ferris, to what do we owe the pleasure of this visit?
Where are the others?
We are here.
Even you should know better than to underestimate the master.
Stay back!
It's all right, Mr. Ferris. You have nothing to fear from us.
Nothing to fear?
Yes, you're safe here. Listen to us.
You will obey.
You must obey.
I must obey. I must obey.
Young Mr. Ferris has been gone for some time.
We better go look for him.
Just a moment, Dara. There. Now we can use the event manipulator to search for him.
An excellent opportunity to test these new holographic controls.
It looks like the main control in the TARDIS.
Yes, rather good likeness, isn't it?
No need to put ourselves in a trance every time we have to use them.
Hear, hear.
Ah, it seems Mr. Ferris is on his way back. Apparently unharmed.
What about the Master?
Staying right where they are. We've gone to our separate corners, it seems.
Everyone back to work?
Welcome back, Mr. Ferris. Yes, we still have to prepare for whatever the Master has in store for us.
I can't let you do that.
Doctor!
No, keep back!
Mr. Ferris, put that down. He won't harm you.
Where did he get that?
A tissue compression eliminator. Obviously from its owner.
Pardon me, old chap. Back in the tick.
Where you... Don't do anything rash.
Mr. Ferris, listen to me. The Master has taken control of your mind.
I have nothing to fear from him.
Concentrate!
Think, man. Are you really doing this of your own free will?
Lives in the balance.
Mr. Ferris, if you have a moment. There. One should be more careful with energy weapons.
Must you be so reckless?
You should know.
Mr. Ferris? Doctor, he's in some kind of a trance.
Dissociation, young Dara. His mind is in conflict with his actions and the post-hypnotic commands. He'll be alright, given enough time.
But why? Another one of the Master's stupid greetings?
Yes, his calling card. His way of letting us know that the battle is about to begin. You've had your fun, Master, but your business is with me.
What are the other two little miscreants?
They're busy elsewhere preparing for the contest.
If it's a contest you want, a contest you shall get!
What?
Do your other selves agree?
No!
Yes.
Then I shall give you a moment before we discuss terms.
Could I speak to you for a moment?
Yes, of course.
What on earth are you thinking?
He'll continue to torment our companions until the Apshai declare a victor. And we already agree that he cannot be allowed to win.
Yes, but how? Military confrontation? That's madness.
It doesn't have to be. We could use a computer model. A virtual army.
How can we be sure it won't be tampered with?
We know the Apshai won't interfere up to a point, so we only have to concern ourselves with the Master.
That eliminates the virtual battle again.
A war game in the real world, then.
So we engage in a full-scale military campaign and figure out a way to stop the Master and an ancient race of godlike warmongers straight from galactic legends of old. All the while the universe is being torn apart in the process?
Something like that. You have a better idea?
No. That's the very devil of it.
As I seem to keep saying, we have to do something.
Whatever we do, it must be soon.
You do realize that this could become almost as monstrous as...
What choice is there?
What choice indeed.
All right. The battle will take place on this continent of the planet. Sentient life cannot be combatants.
Our armies will begin on opposite ends of the continent. Only a fixed number of combat units. We may both use the cavern as a command base.
It will serve as neutral territory.
And as the main objective. Whoever takes the cavern with superior force is declared the victor.
The planet itself will not be used in an offensive capacity. That includes its satellites.
Once the weather systems on this planet are stabilized, we may begin.
Strict adherence to the laws of time.
No communications with other planets, such as Gallifrey.
If my companions are harmed in any way by your actions or commands, you will forfeit the match.
Agreed.
Mr. Ferris, can you hear me?
Yeah, Where the heck are we?
Same planet as before. Delta Python 5, isn't it?
But the weather's normal. And what are those things down there?
Robots, actually.
There must be thousands of them.
Pawns in the game, right, Doctor?
Yes, Dara. Perhaps like us in a way.
So you're all going through with this competition for the event manipulator?
We have very few alternatives, Mr. Ferris. You know now what the Master will do.
Well, enslave anyone he finds, or kill them when he doesn't need them anymore.
And then there's the Apshai to consider.
You don't think you can actually stop them, do you?
If we don't at least try, it could be the end of everything.
Dara is quite correct. The Apshai will continue to torment the cosmos, even if we win and never use that event manipulator. There are more out there, and the Apshai will remain.
But what can you do?
I don't know. I just don't know.
Thank you.